And he's like, yeah, I'm not going to comment on that. I don't know what that's about. But you don't seem to believe him at all.
Mm, no.
I don't think... I don't know why. I just have a hunch that Tom Brady wasn't as responsible as we think he might have been. I have no idea why, and I can't back that up at all. But I don't think he's completely full of it. But staying on the topic of the NFL, we did have the NFL draft just happened last weekend. So we're just gonna run through it. First of all, Jameson Mariota. Were you surprised by that? No trade.
No. I was expecting the 1-2 there. I know, like, if you told me this though, beginning of college football playoffs, that would happen, I wouldn't believe you. Or at the end of it, I wouldn't believe you. I would think Mariota would go number one. But, it's kind of a fit for both. The Titans are a quiet team, aren't big on the headlines. Mariota's a nice guy. It's all good there. And Jameis Winston, the Bucs always create havoc. I feel like there's always a problem going on there. We saw it with Shiano, Josh Freeman. There's always something happening there.
Yeah.
They had they had an infection or something, right? They're in the locker room last year.
Yeah, you're right.
So there's always something happening in Tampa. And getting a guy who's been accused of rape, has stolen crab legs, and has just been known to be a jerk on and off the field. Actually, not even off the field, in school. Just join the Bucs. And, the Bucs are the NFC Raiders, essentially.
Yeah, that's completely...
This is a perfect fit for them.
Yep. Now, real quick, who do you think's going to end up being better?
Better?
If we go 10 years down the line, who's doing better?
With the people they have now, if Jameis Winston can connect with Mike Evans, they will be dominant.
That's going to be
and
dirty.
They will be good. Because Mike Evans is definitely a good receiver, and he had Josh McCown and Mike Glennon as QB last year. I think Jameis could actually... I'm going to say Jameis is a better career.
I completely agree.
I think Mariota's just too soft, or just not, it's almost like Mark Sanchez in a way. He's just not perfect at... He's a good runner, but he's just not like... He's good at everything, but he's not amazing. And I think that's an issue. But he could prove me wrong, because although he has the same characteristics as Sanchez, it's also similar to Russell Wilson. So we'll see what happens, Mariota. It's kind of like flip. You don't know what's going to happen. It's really unpredictable right now. But Winston, if he can connect with Evans, because he has a receiver. Mariota does not have any receivers. He's Justin Hunter. He has no receiver right now. But Jameis has it. That's what the Bucs, they're gifted with the receiver. So take advantage of it now, Jameis, and you're both young, a year apart. Take advantage now, because you guys both can be very dominant in the league together.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw this or not in the video.
But
Justin Hunter and Kendall Wright, they didn't seem too happy about picking Mariota. Now they said that one of them lost a bet, and that's why they were so disappointed. Not buying that at all, obviously. Now, I think Mariota's going to be a decent quarterback, but he's going to disappoint a lot of people. So I wouldn't be calling him a flat-out bust, but he's not going to live up to expectations, I don't think. So yeah, that's it. Who is your biggest bust? Obviously, it's way too early to even...
My biggest bust? I can't even, think right now about... I don't want to say he is. I could see Todd Gurley, just because of his injuries.
That's funny, because I think he's a huge steal.
You know what? Maybe Amari Cooper is like Darius Hayward-Bay, and just because he's going to the Raiders, he's just going to suck. So maybe that happens. Did you see his picture of Amari Cooper? So Amari took a picture of him getting him in the Raiders facility signing that day.
Yeah.
And he did not smile. So.
Yeah, that was bad. That was classic Raiders.
So I can see that as a bust, I guess, if you want to say. Who was the third pick now? I can't even remember.
Dante Fowler Jr. He
actually took a step and tore his ACL. All right, maybe I'll
That's
say he's
classic
the biggest bust.
Jaguars.
Can I say classic Jaguars? I mean, of all teams that would happen to, I mean, I laughed. I was like,
That's terrible.
I know because it's bad he tore his ACL, but I was like, oh, it's the Jags. It's no surprise. Like, and it's funny, and it's just wow, what a surprise.
I feel so bad for the kid. Like, honestly,
could have had Leonard Williams, but no, you got to go.
Honestly, he
Dante
got drafted.
Fowler, tear your ACL on day one.
Dante Fowler got drafted. The first thing I was live tweeting the draft. I don't know if you noticed.
I wasn't reading your tweets.
I was live tweeting the draft. I'm actually very happy. I only lost one follower over the course of the whole night. I actually hit over. One of my friends was counting, and she said I wouldn't. There wasn't any chance I would hit 100 tweets for the night. I actually did. So yeah. But Dante Fowler got drafted, and the first thing I put up was pray for Dante Fowler. I knew something bad was gonna happen. I honestly I knew something was gonna happen to him, and I really feel bad. But
life of a Jaguar, man.
This is classic Jaguars. I can't. I mean, I think Mariota's gonna be a disappointment, but I'm not gonna call him a bust.
I think he'll be like an average QB. I mean, I don't think he's gonna. But I'm saying he's similar to Mark Sanchez, where he could be that bust, but he can also be like Russell Wilson, where he's a confident dude, can get in the pocket and do well with mediocre receivers.
Oh, you know what? I actually do know who I'm going to go with here. This is gonna irritate you a little bit, but Landon Collins from Alabama is going to the Giants. I think he's going to be a bust.
Giants trade a lot for him, so I hope he does well.
Honestly, I had mixed feelings about him coming into the draft. You always love an SEC defender, but I just didn't like what I saw from him.
I don't know anything about him. You know, I really did not. You know, I don't really concentrate on like one player in college or like how a player does. You know, as a team because I don't follow as hard. But I want to see what this guy does because we really need a safety because Roll left, and I don't even think we have a free safety or whatever he plays. We don't have the others. If he's a free or strong, we don't have the other safety.
I believe he plays strong safety. I could be wrong.
All right, so we don't have a free safety then. So like the one in the depth chart I looked, and like the free safety right now is like an undrafted dude. So they need to work on that one way or another, and just kind of hope they can fix it.
Yep. All right. So now moving on to biggest sleeper. Who you got there?
I'm gonna go Bryce Petty.
Where did he go?
He went to Baylor. He's on the Jets now.
Yeah, I went to Baylor. I'm excited to see Garrett Grayson from the Saints. He went to Colorado State. He actually got drafted around before Bryce Petty. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, but he'll have to wait a few years before Breeze retires.
That's true. But I like that way of bringing up a quarterback. I like the Aaron Rodgers style.
The Rodgers way.
The Rodgers method. We'll call it that.
We should patent that. The Rodgers method.
Oh yeah. No. Well, once we do our whole quarterback discussion, and also that's going to be coming up this month.
Yeah, that's coming up.
We'll plan on doing it this month. Before the end of May, we will have our great quarterback debate.
Okay.
But my biggest sleeper, and I don't know if I'm even allowed to call this a sleeper because he went in the first round, but Byron Jones, the cornerback from Connecticut, he went to the Cowboys.
Oh, you know who I think's a bust too? The corner on Michigan State, Trey Waynes.
Trey Waynes.
He's built like Sherman, but he doesn't seem as aggressive to me.
Okay. And he's going to Minnesota, so that can never help.
Yeah.
All right, but this Byron Jones kid, one of the fastest guys I've ever seen. Not a real physical guy.
Is he a receiver?
No, he's a cornerback.
Okay, I think I saw it on him. I think Gruden talked about him. Okay.
Yeah. And normally I wouldn't like a guy like that because I disagree with every single thing that comes out of John Gruden's mouth. But this Byron Jones kid, he's one of the fastest guys I've ever seen. And I think he's gonna be real good in the league.
All right, we'll see. Where did
Kevin
Kevin White go? The Bears, right? Okay, I got it. I was just asking.
And if I'm not allowed to go first round, I think Duke Johnson from Miami. I think he's gonna be decent once he gets out of Cleveland. because that's never good going to Cleveland.
Okay.
And the quarterback from Colorado State, I already forgot his name, Garrett Grayson. All right. Your biggest surprise of the draft? Anything?
Biggest
Trade,
surprise of the
pick,
draft.
trade, pick, someone dropping.
I was surprised the Giants did that trade with the Titans.
What did they give up? I didn't even see.
They gave their second round pick. This is all this year. Like they're in that draft. So they gave up their second round pick, their fourth round, and seventh round for the draft, which is a lot for this guy who, I mean, I don't know. I heard the safety class wasn't that special.
I mean, he went to Alabama, so that's never a bad thing.
But he went to
really.
Bama, which hopefully that's good. I was also kind of shocked Todd Gurley went 10, because a lot of mock drafts did not have him that high, or Melvin Gordon for that matter. They both went pretty high.
I thought that was a great move by the Rams.
It was a good pick by the Rams.
And
And the
did they
Giants
already
will
trade
regret
Zach
it
Stacy?
one day.
Did they already trade Zach Stacy? I'm not sure if that was
They
official.
traded him to Jets.
Yeah, for like a
Like
seventh
a
round
seventh
or something
rounder.
ridiculous like that. As a former Zach Stacy fantasy owner, he had to go.
Yeah, he's pretty bad.
And I don't know what it was because he was like a first round pick for
Yeah, he
fantasy
did
drafts.
good the year before. His rookie year, he was good.
Yeah, that sophomore slump is gonna kill you.
The NFL, it's like that.
For me, I don't know because the Rams picking him made sense to me. So
Because I think they had it down D. Maybe a corner or linebacker. But I think they had it for the most part down D. I think they trusted Nick Foles. Receivers is a little bit of an issue too. But I don't know if they really wanted to depend on Trey Mason for a few years. I mean, Todd Gurley, he's a talented dude. He's a big dude. I mean, people say he is AP. He's the next AP.
yeah, I
We're
like Todd
absolutely
Gurley a
insane.
lot.
But as Chris Berman said, the only thing that seems to stop this guy is his ACL. So
That's also a pretty big obstacle. There were a couple things for me. A, the Eagles didn't trade for Mariota. I honestly believe that was going to
I
happen.
really thought that was happening, but
Because,
I
you know
didn't
what?
think a trade that big would happen.
They didn't put Sam Bradford's jersey on their website until after the draft.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
Which
You
was
wanna
smart.
screw
That was very
fans
smart.
over. Yeah.
So yeah, I honestly thought that
I'm
was going to
excited
happen.
to go against Sam Bradford because I feel, I don't know, I'm more comfortable going against Bradford than Foles.
I think anyone's more comfortable going up against Bradford because he's had like 3 ACL tears in the last year. The Chargers trading up for Melvin Gordon. I mean, it made sense that they got a running back. I think if they didn't pick him there, the Cowboys were going to
They
snatch
didn't
him
even
up.
run back because Ryan Matthews left. I don't think they're gonna depend on whoever that undrafted free agent was last year.
Yeah, I liked him a lot. I forget his name. But he was good.
Oliver,
Oh yeah, Oliver.
John
No, Brandon
Oliver?
Oliver.
Brandon Oliver. That's a good pick, and I think that the Rivers. I heard there's rumors about Rivers being traded. It's not gonna happen.
He was going to be traded for Mariota. That was the thing.
You know how stupid that would be. And I mean, they have still receivers, and they're Antonio Gates. It's just a good add to offense. I like it. I like it.
The Chargers are always a decent team, but they're never good enough for anything.
Like the Grizzlies.
Yeah, no, but the Grizzlies always shock someone in the playoffs. The Chargers never do that.
Okay.
I was also very surprised Bud Dupree fell to 22 for the Steelers. I thought he should have been going top 5.
I don't know about that, but whatever.
Shane Ray fell to the Broncos. Who else? There was another linebacker who fell. The kid who got busted for marijuana. I'm blanking on his
Wasn't that
name.
Shane Ray?
No, there was another one. I want to say the Cowboys drafted him.
Well, Lael Collins, they signed him.
No, it was another guy who got busted. You realize how many guys in this draft got busted for marijuana? Randy Gregory. Randy Gregory.
Okay.
From Nebraska.
Yeah.
That was a good pick for the Cowboys.
Where do you go again?
He went to the Cowboys in the second round. End of the second round.
What school do you go to?
Oh, Nebraska.
Oh, okay.
So that was a good pick. That was surprising for me. All right, so your big winner and big loser of the draft.
All right. Hmm. Big